we're gonna go over a movement for our shoulders here called ITYs.
These are super important for strengthening our upper body, for priming, getting ready to do any overhead movements, as well as if we're like this all the time on our phones or on our computers, it helps us build those muscles and capacity to stand up a little bit taller.
Exactly. And we're going to do this in 3 different positions. So you can do this exercise a couple of different ways, depending on your mobility, your ability to maintain a position, and also what you have available to you at home as well. So we're going to start from a standing position. So Coach Mary will be in a nice standing position. I like to have the feet about shoulder width apart. We're going to have the knees just slightly relaxed. We don't need to be super stiff with this. And we're going to get into a bent forward position. Now with this, we want to make sure we're maintaining nice strong core, keeping the spine nice and flat. We don't want to be hunching over through this movement at all. And then from here, we're going to start with our I. So we're going to have palms facing each other, hands about shoulder width apart, and we're going to elevate those arms straight up overhead like we're making an I. Okay. And again, with these motions, we want to focus on going through full range of motion as far as we can manage without losing our posture here. If we start to lose that posture, we need to pause. We need to end our movement there and work further into that to try to open up the movement more. Next, we go into our T. So we're going to have, again, palms facing each other starting, and we're going to go straight to the side, really trying to pull those scapula together. You want to almost imagine you're trying to pinch your scapula together here back, your shoulder blades, just like that. Beautiful. And then lastly, we have our Ys. That, palms up, yep. And we're going to bring into about a 45-degree angle to the arms, straight to the side. Big thing with this one is we want to feel a little bit of activation on the bottom side of our scapula, our shoulder blade. We want to activate what's called our lat muscle here. That's going to help depress that shoulder blade down and get that motion to really open up. Beautiful. All right, our next position that we can do this in is from a sitting position, so you can do this at home from a chair. I usually suggest doing this with a nice solid hard chair. Don't do this in like your lazy boy. But from the sitting position, I like to open up the knees just a little bit, so you're gonna go with a little bit wider of a position there. That's gonna allow us to let that body start to come forward a little more, make some space within the hips. And again, we're gonna start right back as we did before, palms facing each other, straight up overhead. And then back down. Then we're going to go into our T, straight to the side, pinching those scapula together, and then our palms up into our Y. And our last position that we can do this in is straight on our bellies. We can do this down on a floor. If we have access to a bench, we could do that on a bench as well. Similar idea here though. We're going to start with those palms facing each other, hands up overhead, and we're going to extend up. Now the range of motion here is going to feel a little bit different, but it's going to activate in the same way. Really focusing on getting those arms up, bringing those shoulder blades down. Again, we want to feel just below the shoulder blade here to make sure we're depressing down that scapula. That's going to really help with that range of motion. Then we're going to go into our T position, palms facing towards the floor, really focusing on pinching those shoulder blades together. I always like to say you want to imagine you're trying to pinch a pencil between your shoulder blades to really activate those rhomboid muscles between the shoulders. And then we go into our Ys, palms facing up. And again, same idea. This is the one we're going to really feel that lower lat trying to pull that shoulder blade down. Beautiful. Now with these movements here in any of these positions, we're going to want to do this for, again, I like 8 to 12 repetitions at a time, and we can do this in 2 to 3 sets. The goal here is to not feel super fatigued, but to feel like we're opening things up and feeling nice and primed and warmed up for movement.